Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we are running through 10 players whose transfer value has taken a major hit so far this season. Remember to leave your thoughts in the comments section and the best ones will be read out on Sunday Vibes. Let's go! 10. Dejan Kulsevski. Back in the summer of 2020, Juventus winger Dejan Kulsevski had the world at his feet. Coming off a spectacular season on loan at Parma where his 18 goal contributions had seen him named Young Player of the Year, everyone was excited to see how well he'd do at Italy's most successful club. Signed by Sarri, by the time he arrived the cigarette-wielding manager was out the door and replaced by a complete novice in Andrea Pirlo, who favoured a fairly rigid 4-4-2 formation. The Swede featured in all but 3 league games but started just 19, and this lack of faith seemed to affect his confidence, as he went 12 games without contributing a goal between mid-January and early March 2021. The return of Max Allegri this summer hasn't turned around his fortunes, and at the time of writing he's been afforded just 324 league minutes, 16th in the Bianconeri squad, and a mere 65 minutes in the Champions League. Unsurprisingly, this has seen a £10 million drop in his transfermarkt value, and with Spurs sniffing, a January move at a knockdown fee could be on the horizon. 9. Bernd Leno. Although eyebrows were raised when Arsenal forked out £24 million to land Ramsdale in the summer, Mikel Arteta has been proven right so far. With less than a year remaining on Bernd Leno's deal and Renarsson having been sent out on a much needed loan, Arteta knew he needed a goalkeeper this summer. Unfortunately for the 9-cap German, it didn't take long for the former Sheffield shot-stopper to seemingly permanently displace him. After conceding 9 in their opening 3 Premier League games, 2 more than XG predicted, Leno has only been given 1 run out in the Carabao Cup third round against AFC Wimbledon. With Ramsdale having already shown excellent organisational skills and aptitude for claiming crosses, Leno can't have too many complaints. With his market value having fallen £12 million to just £16 million in the last 12 months, he might have suitors in January, but with Onana reportedly set to join Inter, his options amongst Europe's elite appear limited. 8. Ross Barkley. Having failed to secure a permanent move following a mixed year spent on loan at Aston Villa, 27-year-old Ross Barkley has condemned himself to another year of being Chelsea's 6th choice midfielder, with Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek and Saul all ahead of him in the pecking order. And it's fair to say it's probably justified. After a promising start to life at Villa Park, which included a goal against Liverpool and a winner versus Leicester, his form faded dramatically after a hamstring injury, his 5th spell of at least 9 games out in the last 7 completed seasons. Just 1 goal contribution in his final 18 league games saw him finish the season on the bench, before returning to Cobham having failed to reignite his career. Having created 1.6 chances per 90 last term, solid but fairly unspectacular for a player of his reputation, it seems unlikely that Tuchel will call on him to improve Chelsea's creativity. And having completed a horrific 33% of his 18 attempted tackles last season, he arguably can't afford to risk him anyway. We'd expect to see his market value, currently at a little over £15 million, continue to tumble. 7. Alessio Romagnoli. We'd imagine it's been a stressful year for Alessio Romagnoli. Captain of league leaders Milan on the 1st of January, the arrival of Fikayo Tomori 3 weeks later saw the former Roma man benched and appear in just 8 of Milan's final 20 league games. Out of the Azzurri setup since 2019, it wasn't a surprise to see the centre-back miss Italy's victorious Euros, but if he was hoping for things to pick up at the start of this season, he was badly mistaken. An injury to Simon Kjær saw him start 4 consecutive league games, but as soon as the Dane returned, Romagnoli was jettisoned for Milan's dramatic 3-2 victory over Atalanta, reaffirming his fading status within the Rossoneri roster, and he's only played just over 100 minutes in October so far. With Kjær named on a 30-man shortlist for the Ballon d'Or, Tomori deservedly winning a recall to the England setup, and Teo and Calabria picking up caps for their country, things are seemingly going well for everyone bar Romagnoli right now. With his market value now just £18 million, down from £45 million 2 years ago, Romagnoli's stock is clearly on the wane. 6. Dele Alli. Having leapt onto the scene with 28 league goals in his first 2 seasons as a Premier League footballer, winning back-to-back PFA Young Player of the Year awards and earning the first of 37 England caps, it's fair to say Dele Alli's career has taken a dramatic turn. With just 14 goals and 9 assists in his last 71 league games stretching back to the start of 2018-19, the same as 31-year-old Andros Townsend in the same period, Alli is a problem that Spurs desperately need to solve. Playing in an unfamiliar central midfield role this season, Alli's determination and work rate can't be faulted. bolted, with only Højbjerg making more pressures so far this season. Whilst his 2.2 tackles per 90 is impressive, Nuno has plenty of workman-like midfielders. What they desperately need is more goals and creativity. Yet to create a chance and only having fired off 3 shots, his form is a real concern. And what's more, with his market value having fallen £63 million since December 2018, can Spurs really afford to let Ali, still just 25, leave for a cut price fee? We aren't so sure. 5. James Maddison. James Maddison is by no means a bad player, and at just 24 years old he has plenty of time to turn around his career. But having leapt onto the scene with 13 goals and 10 assists across his first 2 Premier League campaigns, his form has taken a dramatic downturn in 2021. After a solid start to the 2021 season, which saw him score 3 and assist 2 in his first 14 league games, he truly came alive in the new year, contributing 8 goals in 9 games between January the 3rd and February the 21st as the Foxes beat sides including Chelsea, Liverpool and Villa. The end of the season was a disaster for Maddison though. He missed 4 games with injury, played 1 game before being dropped for flouting lockdown rules, was benched for their successful FA Cup run, and finished the season miles from Southgate's Euros reckoning. Prior to Leicester's game against Brentford last weekend, Maddison hadn't contributed a league goal in 22 matches, whilst his 5 chances created in 9 league games this term is half that of Burnley's Josh Brownhill. With his value having dropped £9 million to £45 million since March, Arsenal must be delighted they didn't fork out £60 million on him last summer. 4. Philippe Coutinho. Whilst Coutinho might have reminded everyone, and most importantly his manager Ronald Koeman, of his enduring quality, scoring a goal in a 31-minute cameo against Valencia earlier this month, there can be no doubt about it. His value is collapsing at an alarming rate. Signed for a ridiculous £142 million in January 2018, still the 3rd highest fee in football history, Koeman's arrival in August 2020 has pushed the Brazilian even further to the sidelines. He's started just 11 league games for a total of 938 minutes since, over 450 fewer than Martin Braithwaite in the same period. Remarkably, given his struggle to get on the pitch, Coutinho still averaged a goal contribution every 187 league minutes in that time, only 30 minutes more than Griezmann in the same period. At 29 and having missed 39 games with injury since the start of 2021, it's no surprise to see that his market value has fallen to just £18 million according to Transfermarkt, the lowest it's been since August 2014, when he was a 22-year-old entering his 2nd full season at Liverpool. 3. Eden Hazard. Like Coutinho, Eden Hazard's time in Spain has been defined by spells on the sidelines. Having only once missed more than 5 games in a season in his 7 years in West London, the 30-year-old Belgian has been riddled with bad luck, missing 56 games in his first 2 campaigns in the Spanish capital. Even this season, which featured appearances in Real's opening 5 La Liga games, the joint largest run of his time with the club has recently been punctuated, with a thigh injury sustained in early October seeing him miss Real's last 2 games. When he has been on the pitch, his impact has been understandably diminished, with his shot-creating actions falling from 5.5 in his final campaign with Chelsea to just 2.7 last term, 1.5 less than 20-year-old Rodrigo. His confidence has clearly been affected, with his attempted dribbles falling to 2.3 per 90 this season, 52% of his tally from his worst ever season with the Blues. Currently valued at just over £22 million, a drop of £130 million in little over 2 years, it's been a tragic signing so far. 2. Joao Felix. Yet another £100 million plus signing struggling to justify his price tag. Now in his 3rd season with Atletico Madrid, Portuguese youngster Joao Felix is yet to play over 1,800 league minutes in a campaign. Signed after excelling for Benfica during 2018-19 in his first year at senior level, scoring 15 goals and providing 7 assists at an average of 1 every 79 minutes, Felix is yet to consistently replicate that form. Yes, he's missed 22 games with a succession of small injuries, but when he's been on the pitch he hasn't delivered. His shots per 90 fell to just 1.3 last season, half his total from his Benfica days, whilst his expected goals per 90 tally of 0.34 in 2021 ranked joint 34th in La Liga, not what you'd expect from a £100 million signing. With his market value having fallen to £63 million, ranking 10th of all under-23 players worldwide, below the likes of Bellingham, Mount and Pedri, Felix has work to do to re-establish himself as one of Europe's most promising young players. 1. Donny Van De Beek. There might have been more dramatic drops in value than Donny Van De Beek's £27 million in just under 2 years, but there are few sadder stories. While Joao Felix, Coutinho and Hazard have had their injury issues, the Dutchman has only missed a comparatively small 12 games since joining Man United. He is quite simply a case of the right player, wrong team and manager. When United forked out an initial £35 million to sign the Ajax youngster in August 2020, it didn't seem like a bad decision. He'd just come off his third campaign of scoring at least 10 goals and contributed a goal against teams including Real Madrid, Bayern, Spurs, Juve and Chelsea in the Champions League. But he has barely been given a chance, featuring in just 20 of United's 47 league games since his arrival and starting just 4, the same as Andy Carroll in that time, who left Newcastle in July. His 51 minutes in the league and Champions League this season is less than half that of Dan James, who left on deadline day. Such a waste. So guys, that was our rundown of 10 players whose values are plummeting this season. What did you guys think of the list and what one is the saddest story? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to smash that like button, it really does help us with the algorithm, and I'll catch you next time.